Received a letter here at Sunrise from a young Melbourne man not long out of high school. Now, he told us how he and a group of mates had decided to launch their own brand of water. That was an achievement in itself, especially given the challenges they faced taking on big business.
But then we discovered they don't make a profit. In fact, they don't even draw a wage. All of the proceeds from their product go to help people who don't take water for granted. Let's bring in our Melbourne correspondent, Nuala Hafton. Now, Nuala, how does this bottled water business work?
Morning, guys. Well, look, this is it. It's called Thankyou water. You can buy it just like any other bottled water in Australia, except, as you say, every cent of profit from this goes to helping people in countries like Uganda, Cambodia, who don't have access to clean drinking water, get it. And it works out to be that just one bottle provides a month's worth of clean drinking water. Something I was unaware of, but 900 million people worldwide still don't have access to safe water. And I've been blown away by these 5 young people and their attempts to try and do something about it. Take a look. It's a message in a bottle. A message that a lot of hard work can make a difference.
Did you ever think you'd get to this point where it was such a great reality?
Yeah, it was always the dream that we'd be one day standing there with the water and ready for Australia to take part.
The bottling factory is in Albury, about 4 hours from Melbourne, where it all started. And even further from Africa, where the story of a young boy first inspired the idea. Thankyou Water co-founder Dan Flynn saw a video about the boy who spent all day collecting water for his family, but it was so contaminated it was killing them.
And that was kind of my internal tipping point, going, okay, no, I'm doing this. There's people out there, this is real. We're going to do something about it.
So, along with like-minded friends, Dan set up the business.
So Adelaide, it's only operating at 50%.
They had a big goal, to sell bottled water and use all the profits to help people from developing countries who didn't have access to anything healthy to drink.
When he came up with the idea, I went, this is actually going to happen. I want to be a part of this. I can see this happening. And I think all of us felt that as well. That's why we all jumped on board and got a part.
But at first, it wasn't easy convincing people they were serious.
So is it just you guys?
Yeah, man.
There were a lot of rejections before Alex Vikovsky from Metro Beverage Company agreed to distribute the bottles.
I really admired the guys sort of coming on board, somehow sneaking their way into my boardroom. I'm not sure how they got that first meeting, but I was glad that they did, and yeah, and it's worked.
And there were also a lot of hurdles before they got to the point where they could stick a Thankyou Water label on a bottle. The bottled water industry is extremely competitive, with some major players wanting to keep their market share. But Marcus Dowling's factory, Mountain H2O, believed in the idea behind the business.
Oh, the concept's fantastic. That was something that appealed to us as a company as well. We've helped them out sourcing raw materials, keeping costs down. Basically, what we've wanted to achieve with them is allow them to make as much money as they possibly can to fund these projects that they're committed to.
These multi-million-dollar machines are the first of their kind in the country, and they produce 36,000 bottles of Thankyou water an hour. The key now is to try to sell that many. Across Melbourne, cafes like this one have started to stock the bottles. Each week, more retailers come on board. Some are even making Thankyou water their main display, and they're getting a fantastic response from customers.
We explain it, refer them to the website and tell them all about it, and the general consensus is that it's, an amazing product.
So have you ever explained it to someone and they've gone, I'm not going to buy that water?
No, absolutely not. No, definitely not.
So you'd think from all of this that the team has set up a pretty successful company. But there's one last catch. They're so committed to the cause that they're not paying themselves a wage, not a cent. Jared has a part-time job on the roadworks. He helps run Thankyou Water for most of the day and then finds a few hours to earn some money for himself. And all the other guys are just the same.
Basically just trying to make ends meet, just living week to week on a very small wage, just volunteering all our time and that kind of thing, but it's so worth it.
Ultimately, they all think it's worth it. And that's because they know where the profits are going. And they know it's making a difference. What's your end goal, or where do you want to take this?
We get blown away just at the thought of helping 100,000, 200,000, millions of people. But yeah, you got to take it one day at a time, and
There's been about 1,000 people so far that have clean water for the rest of their life. And it's a small number, but it feels big. It's 1,000 people that, it's a lot more than the 5 of us in this room, and, you know, so, yeah.
What amazing.
They're sensational. I'm going to call them kids, but I sound really old.
Yeah.
Young Australians. It's fantastic.
Thank you, Nuala, for that report. Now, tomorrow we've got something really special for you too. Sunrise takes the team to Cambodia so they can see for themselves how their hard work is helping all the things on the ground, everything they're doing. Whole communities are now living healthier and happier lives. So that's tomorrow morning and you don't want to miss it. It's a very emotional journey.
Just incredible.
Response, didn't we, yesterday to our story about Thankyou water? Well, we've got a very exciting announcement that we will get to in just a couple of minutes.
In case you missed it yesterday, our correspondent Nuala Hafner met some young people from Melbourne who have launched their own bottled water brand. They've made a lot of sacrifices to make it happen. They don't get paid, don't get a wage, but the best part is all the profits from Thankyou water go to provide clean drinking water in developed countries.
Well, we love the concept so much that Nuala took 2 of the team members, Dan and Justine, to Cambodia so they could see firsthand how they're helping to change people's lives.
Cradled between Thailand and Vietnam, Cambodia is one of the world's poorest countries. About 3/4 of people here live on less than $2 a day. Heading out into the rural areas, the poverty is stark. And one of the biggest problems, the one we're here to see, is drinking water. When this is all people have to drink, it causes all sorts of health problems. Aside from the sickness itself, that means time off work and unaffordable medical expenses. But in this community, the profits from Thankyou water have funded a new well, bringing clean, healthy water to families who've lived generations without it. How does it feel to be in the middle of Cambodia, seeing what your hard work is providing?
It's one thing, you know, going day in, day out, you know, launching the business, and, you know, you hear about it, you read about it, you see pictures, but when you're here for real, there's nothing like it, eh?
The guys from Thankyou Water give their money to a local charity called Samaritan's Purse. They not only build the wells, they then work with the community for years. What difference has having this well made to your family?
The water tastes good and the water is clean.
But for those who can't get a well yet, or even for those whose well pulls up dirty water, they need filtration. Oh, that doesn't look great.
You can see things floating in there. Occasionally there's insects in there.
That's not great.
No.
I wouldn't drink that. Would you drink that?
No.
But this simple filtration system fixes that. You pour the water in, it passes through a special mix of sand, and then you get this. Okay, so this has removed all the nasties. Oh my goodness, look at the difference.
Look at the difference.
So this is now safe to drink, Steve?
Yes.
Okay. It's not bad. The charity works with the communities to help them build their filtration systems themselves. It's all part of giving them ownership and a sense of pride. It brings not just clean drinking water, but more opportunities to improve their lives. The money saved on medical bills and lost work time can go into other important items.
What did you use to drink before you had this filter?
So before we had a filter, I used the water from the well without a filter.
Yang is one person who's already benefiting from a filtration system funded by Thankyou Water. She uses it for washing the dinner. And yes, those are snails.
When it comes out, it's very clean, really clean.
But more importantly, she uses it as drinking water for her long days working in the rice paddies. Toiling under the hot Cambodian sun all day, she now has something healthy to drink. Yang shows me what she used to do for water just 2 months ago. She'd just dig a hole and scoop out what flowed in. You'd drink this?
Yeah.
Not so good. As more wells get built and more filtration systems are installed, whole communities start to benefit. These people have come out to meet the Australians who are helping. Finally, the cause has a face. In fact, dozens of faces. It's proof for these young Aussies that all their hard work back in Melbourne is worth it. How important is it for you to come here and see firsthand the difference it's making?
When you see it firsthand, it reminds you when you're back at the office desk making phone calls, doing, you know, the mundane things in order to get this company going, that it's all worthwhile.
For me, seeing you two here when you could be back in Australia just enjoying your youth, and yet you're here in this community, seeing what all your hard work has done.
Boys, don't cry. I'm not gonna cry. Yeah. It's incredible.
Look, Gem Wire gets a lot of criticism, but you see that and you think, God, they're so community-minded as a generation. Nuala joins us now to talk about the Cambodian trip. Nuala, what an experience. Tell us a bit more about it.
I'm just tearing up listening to it now. You know, some days your job's just a job, but that was an experience where you think, wow, it really touched me personally. I was already impressed with these guys, seeing what they did here in Australia. You know, these 5 young people from Melbourne, they could do anything with their lives, and they've decided to, you know, give up all this time. They actually say they don't pay themselves. They're doing this just out of the goodness of their hearts and working part-time jobs as well to support themselves. Then to take them over to Cambodia, to see the water that people were drinking before. It was brown, it was green, there was human waste as well as animal waste in it, and then to see the water they were drinking afterwards, and to have those people in Cambodia say directly to Dan and Justine, thank you. To see that, it's inspiring, I guess is the word. It makes me want to do more good with my life.
Absolutely. You know, we were saying in that story, and you look at those children and their families, it's just luck of the draw, isn't it, where you are. So tell us, the Thank You Water, as we've said, is amazing, amazing campaign, and there's been a really big response to it, hasn't there? Just tell us a little more about that.
Oh, our viewers are fantastic. I want to say a big thank you to our viewers. The soapbox went off yesterday. People just commenting saying, what a great cause. Others saying, look, I've got a business, I'd love to stock it. How can I get in touch with them? They're saying, where can I buy it? Where can I buy it? So we've put a link on our website now to the Thank You Water website, also their Facebook page. I know the guys would absolutely love to hear from everyone. And to me, it's a no-brainer. If you're going to buy a bottle of water, well, we have perfectly good tap water, but we all do it. I'm guilty of it as well. Why not buy a bottle that's going to do some good, you know, and funnel some of that 600 million Australians spend each year on bottled water into where it's really needed.
Gee, imagine what $600 million a year could do.
And it would be incredible. And that link tells you, if you're a small business person, you're on a cafe, shop, whatever, and you want to stock it, how to contact the distributor as well. Nuala, thank you for that. A wonderful series.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for sending me.
It's amazing. See you soon. Now, to our announcement, Jetstar has decided to stock Thank You Water on all of its flights. How fantastic is that? So a big thanks, well done to David May and the entire team for being so proactive, and
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Exactly. All those little children and families that you saw there will really appreciate it.